Right, guys, another episode of the podcast today. And today, I appreciate it's been a couple of weeks, but life's got in the way. It's obviously us being adults and having having work and family life
And the weather.
and the weather. Everything sort of. We tried film one 3 weeks ago, and my bike packed in because I left the battery on all night, and then the weather was minging, and then. But we're here now. We've got some big things coming up. Today we're going to talk about 2 RTTs, which I've attended. And then the next episode, we're going to talk about a big teams event we've done down at Lords of War, which was actually, for a change, a brilliant teams event.
Yeah, it was peak.
I had a very bad experience last time we went teams, which we won't get into. But it was amazing. We met some of the guys from the Disgustingly Resilient podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, Aidan and Will. Pleasure to obviously chat to them and some of the other well-known people in the scene. But that's for another episode. I want to start off by saying I went to a Purple Sparkle Unicorn event, which obviously Andy couldn't make. And I thought it would be quite interesting to take my spam tank list, my Blood Angels list, which was at the time, it was. So my Blood Angels tank list is renowned for killing stuff, especially big monsters vehicles, and I couldn't kill any monsters or vehicles. So what I actually did was run 3 ballistices, 3 ball predators, 3 predator destructors, and a couple of annihilators. Can't remember. I'll put the list up on the screen over this. But missing that +1 to wound, Andy, was just so huge.
You ran that list after you tested it against me, didn't you?
Yeah.
So in that game, I had to take the balls out quick.
Yeah.
Because I was heavy infantry.
Well, that was it. I took a couple of Reapers. That's what it is. But then looking at the list, actually, it's no wonder I couldn't kill any tanks because all I really had
a lot of anti-infantry
was the ballistices.
Yeah,
I got the ballistices, really. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Because I kitted 2 of the destructors out with heavy bolters. Amateur move. It was the ballistices, really, and they never had really good targets. So I've been practicing. Obviously, we had the new Deathguard book, and I've been playing Andy quite a lot with the Deathguard book, and we were talking about Deathshroud and how they've got this new ability, people who haven't seen or played against it yet, where they can deep strike within 6. This thing, I forgot them. I've got some little thing. I'll bring them tomorrow. I'll get your reaction. Hopefully, I might film you something opening them.
Cool.
It's cool. We've had a company sponsor not this episode now, but whenever I do the video on these little things, you'll be gassed. Anyway, so we were talking about these deathshroud, and we played it, and I sort of played how I would try and deny them. So scouts in my list, obviously I had 2 units of scouts to try and block that 6-inch deep strike and sort of stop you getting into my juicy stuff, because a load of contagion and 6 deathshroud, turns out they're pretty punchy.
I think it kills anything in the game.
Yeah, so obviously we'll go into what I did the weekend after with them, which is just bonkers.
I honestly think I can't think of anything, even something like a Tesseract Vault or something. I think it kills that.
How many attacks?
Just the Terminator.
The Lord of Contagion takes half of it off anyway, don't he?
Well, the Terminators get 24 attacks, sustained and lethal.
With Lance?
With Lance.
It's disgusting.
And then the Lord of Contagion,
Lord of Contagion is
flat 3 damage.
Yeah, Lord of Contagion is a nightmare, isn't he?
And if you give him one of the enhancements as well.
What enhancements are?
Give him +1 strength.
That was it. Just because when you drop a gladiator to T9, he's wounded him on 3s, wasn't he?
Well, 2s with Lance.
So what happened was
2s with Lance.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
That's crazy.
It's pretty bonkers.
Gladiator.
So I took this Blood Angels list anyway, and I spent the first movement phase, and I was, to be fair, he hasn't done anything wrong, my opponents. I did lose, and that sounds good. Oh, we didn't do anything wrong, but I lost. But he watched me set up all my army first turn and spend 30 minutes deploying and measuring all of his contagion, or because he had sticky objectives, so there's no way he could get me in contagion. And he watched me pre-measure it all. I asked him every unit, right, how far does it move? And best case scenario for an advance, stayed out staging range, right? Stayed away. So let's say I got literally, I think I've got a picture of it, like 11 tanks in the midboard, staged 2 inches away from his furthest advance roll, right? Because Deathguard's not particularly fast.
No.
I went first, so he couldn't scout towards me.
Yeah.
Because our scout move blocked him. And then did all this. He had a mediocre first turn. Sorry, so yeah, he had a mediocre first turn. Then I staged,
Yeah.
And then turn 2, he was like, in the command phase, the Demon Prince, who's my warlord, is going to +3 inches contagion to my entire army.
Yeah.
And I looks at him and I'm like, so why have you just watched me measure for 30, 35 minutes? I get you don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
But you've just won the game there because now I've got the list here. I'll go through the list actually. So his list was a Demon Prince, Lord of Contagion, Lord of Virulence, a TALLYMAN, 2 units of 2 Chaos Spawn, a 6-man unit, a 3-man unit, another 3-man unit of Deathshroud, 3 floaty bloat drones with
Heavy
blight
blight
launchers,
yeah.
2 plague-based crawlers, and 2 units of 10 Poxwalkers.
Steady list.
So what he did then was, because I obviously didn't expect these Deathshroud come in, I was kind of fine getting shot by 3 of the bloat drones.
Yeah, this swing.
Because with Armour of Contempt and cover, I'm getting a 4-up save, blanket damage. If he rolls bad, strength 10, it's 4s.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting shot by them.
You can get around it, yeah.
But I had to take the midboard because
you 100% kill them in retaliation.
Yeah, so I was 100% gonna. I've got more firepower than he had, so I 100% picked them up next turn. And I was
unless you did.
In my head, I'm like, oh, so he's exposure to plate drones, perfect. I'm gonna sort of whitewash him now. If I can play around the Deathshroud, I'm gonna kill all his chaff units so he can't get me contagion, and maybe a cheeky rapid ingress where I can play around it. But when he announced that +3 contagion, my soul drained out of my body. I'm like, you just watched me for 35 minutes. But I can't even be mad because he was such a gen, and he was like, oh, I probably should have told you. I'm like, yeah, probably, because I hadn't seen that detachment yet. Because you've been playing Mortarian's Hammer.
Yeah,
and he was playing the Sticky.
Victorium. Yeah.
So I hadn't seen it, and he just caught me off guard. And then let me tell you guys, Andy's played this list, and it's won me some serious tournaments. I mean, earlier in the year, it got me to like 9th in the world. This list did, because it was just pegging everybody. And I've never.
It's just so oppressive, isn't it? Like, you can't, if you haven't got a list leaning one way or the other, if you've got a balanced list, you can't outshoot it, and you can't get near it.
Yeah, to charge it.
It's
But I'm like, oh, it is what it is. I've never seen somebody kill. I mean, when have you had like a really good turn and killed like 2 or 3, and you're like, oh, this dude, this.
Oh, you've only got 8 left.
So he brought the Lord of Virulence out, forgive everything, rerolls.
Yeah.
He brought the plague-based crawlers out with the entropy cannons.
And his mortars will be getting rerolls.
His dice, mate, were just unbelievable. And you'll probably watch this. I'll put it in the group. His dice, and he'll admit it, were unbelievable. And my dice were just the opposite. Yeah. So it made it worse that obviously I'm already on the battlefield because he's just he deep struck them like 6 inches away from like 8 tanks. So we got options.
Yeah.
And the 3-man's got a load of contagion with him, so they pick up one. The 6-man picks up summit. If he loosens one up with an entropy cannon or mortars, the other 3-man can go in and do some decent work.
Yeah.
I've never been beaten so harsh ever in one turn. He killed 8 of my vehicles in one turn.
Oof.
8 vehicles in one turn. And I've never seen it. Because the heavy black drones come out, 6 shots. Oh, nice. 3s, we rolling. And then because he's in contagion now, because of the Deathshroud, it's 3s with lethals, AP3. Oh, sorry, up to AP Oh,
for
yeah. No, is it AP2 and up to AP3?
no, it's AP3.
What, naturally?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, either way, it was putting me on like 5 and 6 up saves. And
You've made me question it now. You might be right, actually. It might be AP2.
I think it's
to 3.
AP2 up to AP3.
The problem is,
still-
I take -1 save so much. I
yeah,
don't know the actual AP
data
stuff
sheets.
anymore.
So he just was popping off. The entropy cannons popped to gladiator. The mortars were doing chip wound for the other dudes coming in.
Yeah, it's AP2.
Yeah, up to AP3. So
yeah.
I'm getting a 6 up save.
Yeah.
So he was just one-shotting stuff, and then the death shroud come in, and then suddenly I'm looking at a board where I've got no presence.
But again, the death shroud will be AP3.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm getting 6s, and I just couldn't roll any.
Yeah.
He was getting all sorts of lethal hits, and it was just,
Yeah.
mate. Like I feel like I'm a decent player, right? And not to be like, oh, if he wouldn't have done that to me, I'd have won. But if he wouldn't have done that to me, I'd have probably won.
Yeah.
It was just like when he announced a 3-inch thing, I'm just like, oh, do you know when you feel your body just drain out, like your soul drain out your body?
Yeah.
I felt it in my toes. My toes were cracking. I'm like, oh.
That's the feeling I get when Eldor shoot me and then disappear behind a wall, and I'm like, I can't do anything about that.
So
that's a free trade for them, and there's nothing I can do.
So let's just move on from this because he won 92 to 77. So I know I said I've been battered crazily, but I still managed to score 77 with decent primaries. But once the death shroud got in, there's nothing I can really do, to be honest. Because
thing is, if they're stuck in combat, you -1 to hit them as well.
Well, thing is, I ain't got enough shots, and because he's T7, it's like my balls are running him on 5s. And then there's 6 of them there. But then if I fall back, I can't shoot you. And if I fall back, they're just going to charge me again. But if I
4 wounds as well.
Yes, and then if I stay there, they kill me in my turn, which I don't want.
Yeah.
So it was just like a vicious cycle of me getting fucking pegged.
You can't move far enough away, can you?
No, it was like, it was just, we've all had it happen to us where something goes horribly wrong. But I can't, like I say, I can't because he was an absolute gent and he was a great opponent to play against. I just like, it stung. It did sting.
Yeah.
Because I shouldn't have got caught out with it. I should know better. I should know to ask them sort of questions.
It's just strange though, isn't it, on like tournament prep? Because literally, well, I know we're going to talk about teams in the next one, but we changed my hammer list to that detachment without a practice game and went to that. Whereas if I'd have been practicing with that,
I don't know.
you'd have known that strat existed.
Which, by the way, Andy slapped at teams, didn't you? You slapped a Deathguard mirror match. It was beautiful. I was on the next table. Andy's renowned for shit dice rolls.
Oh my god!
And this dude was out shit dice rolling.
I felt so bad.
We'll go into that.
And he took it really well.
He did. It was a Black Wargaming.
Yeah, we might be going there, isn't it?
Well, let's see if you're up to
it. Yeah, I am old.
I texted him earlier. I was like, how do you feel about getting Blackpool? Because we've got a tournament on the 28th. Because we won't be getting Glasshammer, but we're not prepped for WTC terrain.
No.
We aren't, are we? And
we're not going to get a game in.
We're not going to get a game in.
We got enough for 1 game tomorrow. Well, maybe 2
maybe
tomorrow.
2 games, which I'm trying something different, so.
Then we can't really play for 2 weeks, can we?
No. Adult life and such. But yeah, so if we do, that'll be quite funny because they'll be there. Yeah, and I've got a pic. I've got that picture of that dice roll.
Yeah,
I said to him, "Do not touch them dice."
Yeah, he was like, "What?"
Well, we'll get into that next episode. But moving on with this purple sparkle unicorns, I then go into a Tyrannid player. And first, well, obviously when you get tournaments, you don't really know the person. You get a pretty good gist in the first 10 minutes. Let me tell you, Andy, Paul Hughes is his name, part of the purple sparkle unicorns lot. Mate, I had to cross my legs to stop me pissing myself throughout the game. He was that funny, mate. His dice rolls with he got. I'll go through his list quick. So he got 1 Hive Tyrant, Old 1 Eye, a Wing Tyrannid Prime, 10 Hormagaunts, 1 Bivor, 2 Carnifexes, 2 Exocrines, 1 Lictor, 2 Neurolictors, 1 Norn, 3 Ravenous, 6 Tyrannid Warriors in Deep Strike, and 1 Tyrannofex.
Is that like that Monster Mash thing?
So that do you know what the Tyrannofex does?
Yeah, that massive gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Do you know how many times you hit with this gun over 5
It's only
turns?
one shot, isn't it?
Two shots.
Two shots.
Strength 18, AP4, D6 plus 6 damage.
Strength 18.
With a reroll. I'm sure he was re-rolling everything. Not like naturally or like a CP. Or
yeah, yeah.
Do you know how many times this thing hit?
Crazy.
Over 5 turns, 2 shots each. How many times it hit and wounded?
10.
0.
Oh,
But
man.
every turn it was like double 1, 1 and a 2, re-roll into a 1.
That's harsh.
Mate. Or it might have got 1 wound through somewhere and
The
then
dice can be so unforgiving.
Mate, he got banned in a dice. And I'm like, oh, mine don't roll that well. And he was like, yeah, no, mine have been pretty all right.
Oh my God. So you cursed him.
We had a fantastic game. I'd love to play him again because, honest to God, mate, he was the funniest bloke. Probably one of the best games of Warhammer I've probably ever had.
Yeah.
I was stood there over the dice tree, literally crossing my legs like a schoolgirl because I was literally going to piss myself.
Funny.
Mate, every dice roll was just funny, and he was a top gent. There's not many games I walk away thinking, you know what, I could play you right now again. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we set up again and rewrite right now, I'd enjoy it as much as the first time.
Yeah, fair.
It turns out Nid's monsters are tough to kill.
Yeah,
like really tough to kill. I was like,
there's a couple of them at that team, yeah.
Yeah, just like 2-up saves everywhere, and I'm like, oh, and my normal list with all the Vindicators in, mate, they'd have been pop, popping everything. This, I was just bouncing off everything.
Yeah. Because they're quite high toughness as well.
Yeah, well, I only had like
T9, 10.
Yeah, but I really missed the plus one to wound.
wound.
Really missed it.
What? Because you can't roll 2s to wound on everyone.
Yeah. Well, you come up so much like 2, and still me roll into a 2. I'm like, I forgot if a moment that'd be actually wounding you right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, what an absolute gent. He did subscribe to us because I was like, I'll do that battle reports. Not battle reports, like what they call like recaps of events and stuff.
Yeah.
So he knows he's going to be in. So hopefully he listens to it. But what a gent, mate! Like he was just so funny. Everything was just dead funny. And when he rolled like terribly, I was just pissing myself. And then
some people could take it really well.
Mate, he took it like a gent.
I struggled
because I'd be monopolying that fucking table. Like, it could be on its arse end.
Yeah.
Fuck, mate, because I didn't even bother shooting it really because it was too far back. I was like, I think 5th turn I started shooting at it, but I was really scared every activation. I'm like, pop smoke. I'm like, oh. and then he rolled double 1. I'm like, I'm so sorry. That's all I kept saying to him. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, it's like you can pull the best player in the world out, but if the dice are against you,
it's out of your control. But nevertheless, fantastic game, fantastic bloke. And then third and final game, played Dan Biddle, which I always end up playing him. It's every event ever. I play him all the time at Boltstorm.
So was it Salamanders or Custodians?
So he was playing Salamanders.
Right.
And let me tell you,
I remember last time I spoke to
him,
he just finished painting them.
They look nice, don't they?
Yeah,
like green. It's like it's not like the classic Salamander's green.
Yeah.
How would you describe it? Like a lime green.
Yeah.
I suppose there's a proper name for it.
Yeah.
It's like dead vibrant, and he's like airbrushed it with black, so it's really high contrast. It looks mega.
Yeah.
So I'll talk through his list quick. Dan Biddle, 1 captain in Gravis Army, which, by the way,
they seem to be everywhere, don't they?
He fucking slapped with the 6 aggressors, and I'll tell you something in a minute. He had Vulcan, obviously, unit of 5 intercessors for stick objectives.
So he make the Hellblast, not the Infernus Marines damage 2 or something?
No, he makes them OC2.
Oh, OC2.
Which is really good.
Damage 2 would be better.
Yeah. If you're making rules up, I'll have them damage 5.
Okay.
So 6 aggressors, 2 ballistices, 2 gladiator valiants, mate.
What's the valiant one?
Maltas.
Oh, well, yeah.
Strength 4 APs. But then if you put Vulcan there, they're re-rolling all hits and wounds.
Ooh.
All re-rolling wounds.
It's a nice combo.
Although for moments it was like 4s re-rolling.
Yeah.
3 squads of 5 Infernus Marines, 1 invade the ATVs.
5 mans.
Yeah. But I think he doubled up in a repulsor and put like a 5-man and a 5-man to make it like a 10-man.
Right.
And then he got Land Raider Redeemer, which was so expensive. We were talking after the game.
Like 265.
I think it's like 285.
Oh.
And then he got 1 repulsor, so we got like 400 odd points of transports really.
Yeah.
But turns out the Gravish Captain with 6 Flamestorm aggressors for 1 CP in effect gives them dev wounds, and they twin linked. So they just one shot a ballistus, and I'm like, what
saves.
What the fuck is that for starters?
Yeah, glad I've got a 2-up save that I can't use.
Yeah, because I'm like, you'll stand there and be okay.
Yeah.
No AP1 damage. And then he was like, yeah, so I'm just gonna. He didn't get me out. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
He was like, so I'm just gonna spend a strat, give him dev wounds, and he twin linked. And then he was like, and then
his weighted dice.
He rolled. I think he rolled like 25 hits at 6 dice. Is that possible? It was something like 20 odd. And he was like 60s and rolled like 7 in the first volley. And I'm stood there.
You're in trouble.
My horse is like twitching. I'm like, oh no. Oh, twin linked. Oh yeah. And just picks them all up and just rolls another like 6 6s. I'm like, oh, that's dead.
Yeah.
But he did make up because the rest of his shooting phase just did nothing.
Yeah.
He proper whiffed. And to be fair, he was unlucky. He failed like a 5-inch charge for flipping objective.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. I
comes in clutch by the end, that does.
I always have fantastic games against him. It's quite funny, actually, because obviously we know Dan quite well from Boltstorm. But he ended up playing me and Terry. So he'd gone all the way to Newcastle and played me and Terry.
Oh.
Poor bastard. Talking about Terry, Terry won the event.
Yeah.
Which Terry's been on a bit of a drought recently, hasn't he? He's not been doing so well. Which we always joke about Terry, TAL player, for many of you local people who know. I always say, well, in the group chat we've got at Bolts, he's gone from top dog to stray dog. So it's good to see him back on the train and back at doing well. Because
did well at teams as well.
Oh, we'll go into teams, mate. He was our MVP.
He's carried.
Yeah. But so to finish off this event, so I played Dan. I did end up winning 96-40 or 46. Sorry, I wrote it down a bit weird, and that secured me 4th overall. Which after such a
first game
really dug me out. It was a bit of an uphill struggle, but I had an amazing day. Like I say, I can't even be mad about first game because the guy I played was just such an awesome opponent. Thing is as well, you know me, you've been playing me for years. I'm usually so thorough in asking questions.
Yeah.
Like if you got any reacting moves, you've got any. And one thing I just didn't think about is increasing your contagion, which just sucked because it'd have been a different game. Because that means he wouldn't have been able to drop within 9 of me. And I've still got a full turn of killing all of his bloke drones, play-based crawlers.
Yeah, you get at least another shooting phase.
So if anything, he's going to get the shroud in, but not the backup of all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a bit hard to swallow, but we pick ourselves up. It's still just a game, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I was a bit down in the dumps over dinner time. But it made it better that I played 2 amazing players, 2nd and 3rd round. Because if I'd have had a shocker and played 2 arseholes, I'd have just been like, I never want to play Warhammer again.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that event, and to snag 4th overall, I even come away with a little trophy.
Nice.
Cunning strategies to something.
Sweet.
Best off the podium. So I'm quite happy with that, really.
Yeah.
Nice to add to the shelf of with all the rest of the trophies. So moving on then. So after feeling about out of touch with Warhammer after that event, I went on a bit of a losing streak. I lost to Andy like 3 times on the trot. Went there and then got obviously beaten. I was sort of favourite to win as well. The purple sparkle unicorns. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's going to win it because he won it last time." Nobody was really expecting it. But after feeling a bit mismatched and a bit out of sync with the 40k, me and Andy were talking. I'm like, "Do you know what you said when I went through this the other month? Why don't you just take 18 deathshroud?" I'm like, that sounds like a really good idea. Built a list for Deathguard with 18 shroud and realising 18's too many. So we just went with a modest 15. Yeah. So let's talk about...
18's too many, 15's just right.
So it was like Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
Wow.
18's too many, 12's too less.
15
perfect.
is also too many, mate.
Do you reckon?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I looked across at the player seeing 15 shroud in their deployment tier 2. It was a bit of an issue.
I think 9, maybe 12 is the magic number.
Yeah. For all you don't know, Andy's the Deathguard daddy.
I don't think you. I think it was interesting because you took 2 units of 6. I wouldn't take 2 units of 6, but it was interesting.
But you've been playing them for fucking
Since 8th.
Yeah.
Since they came out.
So you know them, in my opinion, better than anybody else I know. And all it was is me on the tell you what, I'll take 18 shroud, and then realised that unit of 3, that extra unit of 3 was just too much of a point sink.
Yeah.
So let's talk to you about my list and where we took it. So I had the Lord of Contagion, the Lord of Virulence, the TALLYMAN, Typhus, mate. Typhus.
Gangster.
Oh, mate, he was giving me vinegar stroke every turn. He was just like,
How many ones have I rolled with him?
I never rolled a 1 ever. I was rolling 5, 6s. Oh, it was just glorious.
Over the years, I've rolled so many ones.
Oh, yeah.
Him.
He's turned to me before, I'm like, I'm not rolling it. I'm not doing it. I'm literally not doing it because I'll be so disappointed when he rolls a 1. And I'll talk him into it. And then when it turns out to be a 1, I feel dead bad.
No mortal wounds for you.
So, Typhus, a unit of 3 deathshroud and 2 units of 6. And they fucked. They really did well. They were like, oh, 2 defilers, which in game 3
crazily undercosted.
The defilers
nerfed now by the fact that they need a base.
Mate, to be honest, I'd still take them if I played Deathguard. For ignores cover.
You can't really move with them though. That's the problem.
Mate, they sat in my home until game 3. We'll go into game 3 because it was my most enjoyable game. And I'll tell you why, because everything just mapped out just perfect. So 2 defilers with twin link las cannon and battle cannon.
Wow.
2 floaty bloat drones with fleshmowers. Wow. We were talking about this before, and I'm like, because you weren't entirely sold on them, were you?
No, and it convinced me to take 2 to teams.
It was they just so many attacks. They were just mauling 5-man units like they weren't there.
Yeah.
3 floaty bloat drones with heavy light launchers, obviously.
First thing in the list, most people know.
And then 2 units of 10 Poxwalkers. I'm telling you, I had 7 units. It was just like, I was so elite, everything I lost was such a massive blow to me. But by the time I'd lost him, it was already too late, I feel. So I took Mortarian's Hammer, which, if you don't know, I can pick 2 units out of 12 inches of me and put them in contagion, which then made the Defiler Battle Cannon strength 10, dropping their toughness to T9 on most things. AP2 ignores cover, flat 3 damage each, with rerolls because of the Lord of Virulence. It was absolutely filthy.
It's a good combo.
It was horrific.
465 they are undercosted.
Oh, mate. Game 3, I want to talk to you about these defilers.
The amount of weapons they've got on them as well.
The defilers in game 3, mate.
Because you can't even charge it, because it's slappy in combat as well.
He was...
So it's strength 16 in combat.
Strength 16, but you're making them -1 toughness. Oh.
Anything on 2s.
So
If a rhino...
I know.
Charged you to tank shock, you'd be on 2s.
2s. AP4 because of contagision. Last
couldn't even get a
knocking
save.
About. So I went to Chris Steele. We both played him.
Yeah.
Veteran of the hobby.
Yeah.
He's been playing it forever. Super nice guy.
Oh, proper gent.
He would never I don't get to say this about my. He would never do anything bad ever to do you. Or he double check to the end of the earth to make sure he's not doing you with anything bad. He's an absolute gentleman. And every time I see his name in the pairings, I'm so happy to know that I'm playing him because he's such a good opponent to play against.
He's at teams as well, wasn't
he? He was at teams, which made it worse because the week before he took his teams list and faced me first round. So, I've got him on Facebook. I'll send him a message now and he's featuring in the poddy. So I've got his list here. He had Ghost Gaunts, 1 Lehman Russ Commander.
Demolisher.
I've just got Lehman Russ Commander.
Oh.
He probably got the Demolish Cannon. Rogel Dawn Commander.
Yeah.
Tech Priest next to the Rogel Dawn Commander.
4 up.
4 up and 1.
Haven't dealt with many of them on teams, have we?
No. Cadian troops, a Chimera, 2 Torexes, 2 Bullgreen, which, mate, Bullgreen are annoying as fuck.
Oh, mate. I had them at teams as well.
Oh. A unit of 3 Cadian heavy weapons, which were mortars.
They're just cheap and they can chip this off you.
They killed all the Poxwalkers.
Indirect, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they killed all the Poxwalkers, which I had the TALLYMAN on my home, and I misplayed first game because I put the Poxwalkers on my home, wasting them.
Yeah.
When TALLYMAN sets on my home.
Yeah.
But it actually worked out perfect,
yeah.
because he was shooting my Poxwalkers, not knowing that, well, he knew the TALLYMAN was there. But he was like, I've got to shoot it. As long as one of them was alive.
Yeah, he's still holding it. Yeah.
And then he had a Cyclops mine, wherever they are, just blow up. 1 Hellhound, 2 units of 10 Karskin, 1 Demolisher, 1 Lehman Rush Vanquisher, and 1 Scout Sentinel. Just a generic.
Scout Sentinel gives him +1 to hit, is it?
Rerolling ones.
Rerolling ones.
He was using Hammer of the Emperor, so he could auto advance 6, give him assault.
A lot of them seem to be.
Yeah. So in teams, we'll talk about what I had to go into.
Yeah. Well, we faced 9 between the two of us, didn't we? Two games.
Oh, it was
9 Rogel Dawns.
Why did you go into Rogel Dawns?
For the same one, yeah. I had 4 of them. Game 1.
Did you?
Yeah.
God almighty. Anyway, so I seen that he got all the characters and the tanks, obviously.
Yeah.
So I took fixed, bring it down, assassination.
Yeah.
I thought I don't want to be sacrificing 6-man deathshroud for cleanse.
No, just get in there and kill things.
So I'm going to get in there and kill things.
Makes sense.
So it was a pretty one-sided win, because soon as I put contagion onto his Rogel Dawn, sat in his deployments, he had 15 deathshroud lining his whole deployment. As well as battle cannons off the defilers, the drones. The drones were picking up elite. Oh my god, this is the famous picture when I put on Facebook. I rolled 6 shots with a bloke. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
So
just all 6s.
So any of you who are in the Deathguard group, I put a picture up of my win and my list, a bit of fame. I rolled 6 shots with this bloke drone into a Lehman Russ Vanquisher, I think it was. 6 shots, 5 lethal hits, 3s to wound. Yeah, because it'd be T10 down to T9.
Well, lethal hits, you go straight through, don't you?
Yeah, but then I think I got 6 wounds through.
Oh,
I did get 6 wounds through.
The other dice got a 3.
Yeah, and then he failed all of the saves, because it was AP3 then ignoring cover because of the battle cannon.
18 damage.
And he just casually just removed it, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
From 1 drone.
I've never rolled 5 6s before and won it like that. It was just glorious.
From a 100-point unit.
Oh, mate, it was just glorious.
That's the thing with them. They are undercosted.
And
because
then
you could spike like that.
And then I sent Typhus in. I went in to kill some Cadian troops. Then he shot at me in the following turn for trying to kill Typhus. Left him on 1 dude. He dropped in 10 Karskin out of a Torox. I mind-bolted him from Typhus. Rolled a 6. Rolled another 6.
Oh my god.
Got 6 Poxwalkers back.
Yeah.
And strung them out and tied his whole army up.
From Plague Eater.
Oh, mate, it was beautiful. And then as soon as I got him in contagion,
There's so many 6s.
The 6 shroud come in, the other 6 shroud come in, and then the 3 shroud come in, and it was curtains. He took it really well. And he made it worse because I was rolling so well, and he was rolling so poorly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just forever kept saying, I'm sort of sorry. I'm just like, oh, this shouldn't be happening. Our dice should be equaling out right now.
Yeah.
So it was a bit feels bad, but he took it so well, and he was a great opponent. I've never got any bad words to say about Chris ever. I was just like, that drone, mate, popping off. I was
crazy.
Have you ever seen the meme of Chris Tucker and that dude like, ooh? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh,
Friday.
God. Yeah, and it was just oppressive.
Yeah.
So I won that 92-35, and the reason I won it 92-35,
just going to throw up,
because I couldn't score any more assassinate. Or could I? No, I couldn't score. I couldn't. I could basically, unless I couldn't score enough, bring it down. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No, I should have been able to. Ghost Gaunts as one. I might have scored it wrong. I should have scored 96. I might have written it down wrong. I think I won 96 to 35 because thinking about it, I max bring it down, and he's only got 4 characters. Which, by the way, the tech priest giving Rogaldon a 4 pinball is just horrible.
Yeah.
Because it's got a 2-up save anyway, so you've got to commit serious stuff to it.
I think the problem with facing an army that's going fixed, that is so leaning towards the death shroud.
Oh, mate.
If you don't kill them, you're dead. I think as the defender for that, you have to sort of go, I'm just going to not do secondaries for a couple of turns, see what I can kill, and hope I kill enough that blunts their scoring and gives me a bit of maneuverability to score a bit.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, oh, I'm going to go cleanse over here, you can't afford any units to be cleansing while they've only got to kill you.
Yeah. It was such a perfect little combo because he took tactical.
Yeah.
He's getting stuff like Scunnerman's Land, Arid and Al, which was
move forward.
Yeah, come to me.
No,
I'm slow. Come
to me. You probably have to just go, I need a grindy 70 to 50 win here. Yeah. I'm just going to not do anything but shoot for 2 turns and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Did he go first or second?
I think I went first.
See, at least he can snatch a bit of primary at the end if there's anything left. That's what I'm saying,
though.
First 2 turns,
but how do you play KG when dash out of deep shroud coming within 6?
Well, you can't, can you?
You've got
to screen it. You've got to throw something away.
Because Hammer and Mortorium.
Oh yeah, you're already picking.
I just pick a unit. So sit on your home. I'm going to pick that unit and deep shroud 6.
Just make sure everything's within 6.
And I didn't fail any charges because to be
I've
fair,
never failed a 6 with the dash shroud so far.
You taking them tomorrow?
No.
Oh god.
Playing Wolves tomorrow.
Because you're bound to fail with your dice rolls. So going into game 2, I played into Votan.
I always keep a CP just in case, though.
For what?
For a rerollable 6.
Oh yeah. Oh mate, I tell you what also was the MVP. Yeah. The Twin Link Flamers on the 6-man unit because of Lord of Virulence.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, they were horrific.
It's a nasty Overwatch.
Mate, anything
unit,
even breathe next to them.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't you dare. Because I'm going to scream Overwatch as the top of my fucking lungs and roast the shit out of anything.
And if they're in contagion as well, ep.4 ignores cover is no joke.
Twin linked.
Yeah.
So it's basically
anti-infantry 4.
It's 76 flamers off the normal dudes.
Yeah.
And then a D6 flamer off the Lord of Virulence.
So what's that? An average of what? 24 hits just off the guys. 7 guys.
Yeah.
About 24.
Yeah. And then obviously twin linked. Oh, it's just especially going into like so I went into
because you auto hit half wound and then re-roll for another half wound, so you're 3/4 wounding as well.
So I went into Paul Wilstad, another absolute MVP. Yeah. I've played him 1,000 times. His dice are
Play Votan.
Yeah, his dice are worse than your dice.
Oh god! I can
absolutely stand by it.
Another guy who's at teams.
He had some of the most oppressive Alpha Strike.
Is this them bikes?
Mate, bikes, the Sagittars.
See, I've only ever played Votan once in our doubles game, that doubles we played.
Oh yeah, when I one-shot that land fortress.
Yeah, so it was like one of the biggest threats gone before I hadn't even stood up yet.
Mate, we did well scrape a win out of that.
I know.
We struggled.
I know, towards the end, I was like, we've lost
your shroud come in. This was before the book. Yeah. Andy carried me that game.
Oh my god. There was the only thing left.
So let's talk about Paul's list.
But I think it was the ballistas.
Heroically.
Onto that objective.
Yeah, it was just...
good times.
It was a good play, that. Because then... sorry for side tangent.
Yeah.
But what it meant is...
Flip the objective.
He did, because his AP2... I just armed a contempt every turn. He was putting on a 3-up save.
Still ended up with 90 something though, didn't we? Scored 90 something.
Yeah, but it was a bit squeaky bum time.
Yeah, and turn 4
Mate, it's a shame we weren't doing these then. We won an 80-man tournament doubles. Yeah. It was some win that was, mate.
Yeah, it was good.
So let's talk about Paul's list. He had 2, and I'm going to butcher the names.
I don't know any of this.
So 2 Iron Here champions. That's definitely wrong. I've butchered it. Whatever. Comments, whatever. 2 Heathkin Warriors,
That sounds right.
5 Sagittars, 5 and a 10-man Cathodian Berserks, a unit of 3, another unit of 3, and 6 Pioneers, 2 units of 10 Jaegers, and a Land Fortress. Mate, them
So I know the Land Fortress.
Forget the Land Fortress. The Sagittars, scout move 9, move 1,000,000 miles, and shoot you with some of the best shooting I've ever seen.
So this is the bikes, right?
He one shot.
What size squad are they?
No, this is the Sagittars. These are vehicles.
Are they?
And the bikes also scout.
Right.
And got in. So at first turn, I lost 2 drones. No, I lost a drone, a defiler,
Oh, wow.
and 2 units of Poxwalkers.
Oh.
And I'm stood there looking at him like, oh, cool story, bro.
Oh.
Cool, that Alpha Strike was gross. But then he'll tell you this. I said to him, the Alpha Strike's gone now. Whatever I see now is more than likely gonna be it. Mate, them 40 bloke drones were just like, boom, get it removed off my table, please. Boom. The Sagittars, mate, were just like every activation. Boom, dead, boom, dead, boom, dead. It sucks that I lost to the Defiler first turn. And I even baited him out because it was smoke and mirrors and redeploy. I baited it out, put it in the bottom right hand corner because we were playing the corners.
Yeah, yeah.
There was no terrain down there.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Put it there, so we deployed some stuff around it, and I just fucked off all around the other board. And then he just alpha struck me. I'm like, great. As soon as I got the shroud in, it was over again. And I kept texting Andy throughout the day and being like, as soon as the shroud got in, it was curtains.
Yeah.
And if he moved, I'd just overwatch him because they're only on 5 up saves in the infantry.
Oh.
So you move in charge range. I'm just gonna overwatch you. So he was like left to like little techie like behind the wall charges, which were long, and he was failing them.
Yeah.
Which you never want to be doing.
No.
The fleshmowers were popping off, mate, even into vehicles with lethal hits.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, just beautiful.
And if you've got a spare CP, tank shock on the way in.
Yeah.
Which is
I tank shocked some Jaegers, which killed them, and then I piled into his other Jaegers. It was a quite good little play.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I ended up winning 99 to 62. The Alpha Strike on Voter is just a problem. I was stood there like, oh, I can't take that again. But then I can't do anything about. So I said to him, "There's no point in worrying because I can't worry about your scout moves because there's nothing I can do against him, and I can't worry about."
You could have blocked with your infiltrate, couldn't you?
I did.
All right.
So it turns out but they move 14. The bikes do.
Oh yeah.
Or 12.
They'll just move around you then.
So it's like the scout moved 9 inches and move around, shoot and charge me. So it was like, well,
shoot
irrelevant.
and charge.
Yeah, it's just irrelevant.
Yeah.
So obviously in the first 2 games I've had quite a convincing win rate.
Yeah.
99 to 62 and 96 to 35, which
I didn't think it would score that well, that list. With the death shroud, soaking up all them points.
My plan was just to run and charge it.
Because that's like 400 and something points of death shroud.
Oh, mate.
It's like 700 with the Terminator characters.
The odds are shift.
Yeah.
2 up save.
4 wounds I'm gonna pop. Crazy.
I'm going to pop the, what's it called? The strat to give you cover. What's it called? Go to ground.
Yeah.
Okay, cover. I'm still in the open one, getting cover. 2 up save and a 4 up invuln. Load of his stuff was 3 damage, just offsetting them wounds is just so big. Because before, you'd remove 3.
Yeah.
1 every activation. So going into game 3, obviously when you score while at Boltstorm, you get paired into the best players.
Yeah.
So I go into probably the best matchup for me. I go into Custodes. And I go into Custodes.
I do love Custodes.
I goes into Custodes when he's running the Dreadnought list.
They're all the T8 ones now.
Mate, they were T9 obviously.
Down to T8. Yeah.
What's the rank for Defiler core?
16.
Mate, that thing was popping just like bop, bop, bop. Do you know that scene of Avengers when Hulk's smashing Loki and he's like bop, bop, bop. Yeah. So let's talk about his list. He had a Contemptor, Achilles Dreadnought, 1 TALLYMAN, Trajan, a Grav Tank, Contemptor, Galactus Dread, 5 Wardens, 5 Prosecutors, 3 Venerable Dreads, 2 units of Witch Seekers, and an Eversaw.
That tank's horrible. They scare me, they do.
So basically, he was already outnumbered. Even though I'm pretty elite, that's unbelievably elite.
Yeah.
The venerable dreadnoughts get back up in the 2+, which
Oh,
I did not see.
that's crazy.
So I'm like, ugh, like I'm actually, but turns out they're terrible. Turns out they're terrible. They haven't got enough attacks. In fact, 5 attacks at damage 3.
Oh, it's not enough, is it?
It's nowhere near enough.
You're not even doing a 3-man with that, are you?
No, it's just not enough. So first turn he gets terrible secondaries like engaging behind enemy lines.
Come to be.
So he advances a dreadnought up to get to engage. He might have not had behind enemy lines. He might have had something generic, and he started pushing forward, but not being too aggressive because he knows he's never having a 2-up save against me because of contagion.
Yeah.
And everything's just going to put you on Invuln's army wide now. So the defilers and the bloat drones were just like, he gets area denial, and basically what happens is he puts Trajan and 5 wardens on the middle objective. My turn, I get area denial as well, which means I need to go and kill them. So I line up 2 defilers, 3 bloat drones, then deep strike in 6, 6, and 3, all line up a 6-inch charge into Trajan squad, but within 6 inches to catapult them to other units.
How did you have the characters spread between the squads?
So I always ran the Lord of Virulence with 6.
Yeah.
Depending on the matchups, I was running the Lord of Virulence with a 3-man, because the 3-man with the Lord of Virulence, the Lord of Contagion,
Oh, yeah.
was just like bonk,
Yeah,
bonk,
still
bonk.
kills,
And
yeah.
I found that the Lord of Contagion was doing stuff on himself. So he was sort of wasted with
in the
6-man.
6-man, yeah.
So
Did you ever run Typhus with the other 6-man?
no, he went with Poxwalkers every game, and I tell you what, mate.
Them ablative wounds
mate,
are amazing,
mate.
aren't
Typhus killed the TALLYMAN with his ability.
they? Yeah, yeah.
Just like, how many wounds you got there? 3? Boom, mind bullets, blew him up.
Yeah.
So what I did is I sort of baited him hard. Because the Warden's ability with the 4-up field no pain, you have to declare at the start of the phase.
Yeah.
So I've obviously deep struck 15 Terminators for charging. It says to him, are you popping you at the start of the phase, are you popping your Warden's ability? No, I'm going to save it for the fight phase.
If you're alive.
And then proceeded to shoot 3 blight launchers at him.
Yeah.
I ended up wasting activations. 1 blight lord picked up 4 because he 3 damage each, putting him straight on his invulns. And then the other one killed him and Trajan. And then the defilers were stood there with Dick in the wind, not doing anything. But he was right. It's terrible because if he pops it in the shooting phase, I've got that much to shoot him still. But then if he survives in the fight phase, I charge him with the deathshroud. He's still going to have to pop it. Do you know what I mean? So either way, it made no odds in my head because
he's dead anyway.
He's dead either way. And then what happened is I charged the 6-man.
He probably took the better option in a way because if he'd have let you charge, you're just getting free movement.
But I'm already 6 inches away from him anyway. And I just slingshotted him into his grav tank on his home objective. I needed like a 10-inch charge and rolled an 11.
Oh my God, of course you did.
Well, no, what I did is, I was just like pulling plays out. I was just like, I felt like I was on. Do you know when you just have games like that? I just can't. I don't see me losing this.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a cheeky little play where if I made a 6-inch charge into some Witch Seekers, I charged another unit into him. I charged Typhus's unit into him, killed the Witch Seekers, and then piled into his grav tank because I'd rolled such a massive charge to get around the back of the Witch Seekers.
Yeah.
And then obviously he was like, oh. And some people still don't know about that, where if you made a charge move, you can still consolidate in and make a pile and move.
Yeah.
So like, oh, but you haven't charged that? I'm like, yeah, but because I've made a charge move, I'm eligible to pile in.
Yep.
Obviously one-shot the Gladius grav tank. It was my best matchup, and as soon as I seen the 3rd round pairings, I'm like, oh yes, because I didn't really want Emperor's Children because I haven't played against them yet.
No, And their advance and shoot's pretty nasty, isn't it?
Yeah,
They can
I think
they
if I
can
get
soften you up a bit
I
first.
think
and then
if
hit
you get the drop on them, I think you'd smash them.
yeah,
But you've got to get the drop on them, and they're in
deep.
rhinos. So how do you do it?
yeah, you got to crack the rhino first.
First.
I suppose the drones are doing them on 3s.
Yeah, but
Couple
you've
of
got
drones
yeah,
do a
but you took
rhino.
behind a wall slingshot in units, so
Well,
it's really tough.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
So
And
I
then
won
Demon Prince doing the tank
shots
on the way in as
filth.
well.
Well, I played it at the
Tournament,
teams event.
yeah.
So I did win 100 to 41, which obviously seen that I only dropped 9 points all day, which obviously won me the event.
It's crazy considering that's the first time you've ever played that army.
Yeah, and well, the thing is, I sort of feel like obviously it's you anyway because it was your army, but you've schooled me in them so many times. I sort of knew what to go where. I'll tell you what the biggest thing I found was target priority.
Yeah.
Oftentimes I'm like, I need to be efficient here.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not, I suddenly lose the effectiveness to punch.
If you do a misplay with Deathguard, you can get away with it. They're slow, but the toughness, yeah. It's not like Eldar.
No,
if you leave something out in the open when you shouldn't, it's
200, 300 point unit,
it's just gone.
Yeah.
Whereas Deathshroud, you might crack all the 4-up saves and you might survive something that you probably shouldn't.
Oh mate, when I played the guard player first round, he was shooting demolishers into me. I'm just like 4 up, 4 up, 4 up, 4 up.
Well,
4 up.
They're untouchable if you do that.
Yeah, I mean, you wasted so many points just shooting them, and I'm like, they probably should be dead now, and I'm just making loads of 4-ups. But that summarises the events for them too. I obviously won the RTT, which is great. It's actually going to be a world ranking for Deathguard now, which is kind of funny.
You better not be above me.
No, I won't be above you. But it was nice to switch it up. I don't know if you at home feel like, because I've got so many armies. I was joking about this to Andy the other day, saying, "Oh, I don't know what to bring," and he was like,
listing
it for fucking ages. But I felt like I couldn't take any of them, so it was actually really nice to play. I know a different army, but a different army completely. Taking your, I appreciate not everybody can do that and take a mate's army.
Yeah.
But it was so nice to try something different. And I actually think that when I went back to my tanks list at the teams event the week after, I got a better understanding of how to play because I'd had a bit of a different insight about combat and stuff.
Yeah.
And ways to avoid it. So if I went into the Deathguard, I'm sort of clued up on how not to let that happen.
Yeah. Especially between, if you think, the 2 tournaments, you had that bad game. Well, not a bad game, but you had that issue with the Virulent Vectorian one with the contagion and that. So you'd already be looking out for that. And then you physically played yourself the Mortarian's Hammer. And
because that was my worst matchup, wasn't it, really?
And they're probably the 2 strongest detachments.
Yeah.
Although we did see the others at the tournament as well.
Obviously, Aiden's on about the champions of contagion at the minute, isn't he? Did you try this against me before?
No, played Ant with it twice.
But that's to summarise everything. We're spot on time as well, which is perfect, just over 50 minutes. So, cheers for watching, everybody. It means a lot to us.
Yep.
Leave comments, all that good stuff. If any of you want to get in touch, I'm always available to speak and whatever.
I'm not.
Yeah, obviously. But we've got some exciting things coming up and new sponsors for the social medias, which, mate, let me tell you, the products are pang.
Yeah.
Mate, unbelievable. When you see them tomorrow, you're going to get...
My social media presence is pen and paper. So
yeah, I was moaning up because I've wrote
Jack does all that.
I've written out these lists. And I'm like, Andy, I fucking hate writing. And he's like, oh, I love writing. And then he passes me his notepad, and it's just lists of just random lists. But yeah, cheers everybody for watching. I appreciate we get loads of good feedback. I'm sorry that it's been a bit slow over the last couple of weeks, but we all know we're all human. Life gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it? So, but hopefully back on the train now. We're going to film another one right now, talking about teams and stuff. So that'll be out next week. So make sure you tune in and watch that. Cheers for watching, guys.
See you later.